Texas, look behind you, 'cause that's where the Rangers gonna be.
Shane, then onto his left boot, and again it's a floating ball inside 450. It's a mongrel.
There's a lot of pressure on both. There's a bit dewy out there as well at the moment.
I think you're being kind, Roo. Looks pretty good to me.
You can see it bouncing off the ground, Matty. Skidding along.
Holding the ball against Atkins. And Brisbane win it back. Adelaide fans not happy. And Zorko takes the free kick.
There's definitely some ordinary kicking, Matty, but 2 weeks ago against Richmond there was a bit of dew around as well.
Smith. No dew there. That's just classic ball for Walker.
That was lace out, right on the chest of Taylor Walker, and the big skipper needs to go back and slot a really difficult shot just to start to swing things back Adelaide Crows' way. This is their 8th forward half turnover. They haven't scored from one as yet.
What he should do is bang his head on the fence, come off with a blood draw, give the ball to Eddie Betts. He kicks it from there. Tough kick for Walker. Tight on the boundary. It's pretty good. It's very good. That's a captain's goal if you've ever seen one.
And he's still got his head in tack too as well, Matty. So he might keep that up his sleeve for later on if he's going a bit rough. But let's have a look at how this all come about. He decides to drop off down in the bottom right-hand corner. Then he leads up. Good little lead and a great little kick. But have a look where he's having a shot from. That's pretty hard to kick a drop put punt from the that pocket for a right footer.
Wonderful finish from Walker. His 45th goal of the season. Good battle for the leading goal kicker. Eddie's on 49 and Walker now 45.
Super.
That's it's a worrying sign for Adelaide's preparation before the game.
Brisbane to muck that clearance up. They're away there. Thompson, Taylor did well against Van Berlo. Robinson on hands and knees. Here's Dangerfield.
Got the spare out now.
Cameron, Lynch keeps going. Can Dangerfield just chip it to him? He can.
50th game for Lynchy, 150th for Dangerfield.
And here's Van Berlo. Beautiful kick from Lynch.
Well, that's
better movement.
From the outside, not seeing Adelaide every week. That's what I see the best of Adelaide is that quick ball movement, hitting targets. Dangerfield is involved. And Big Tex has found some space. It wasn't...
I don't know if I would have kicked in there. Van Berlo was in a real solid position to kick the goal. Well, I mean, he's closer, but he's on a worse angle.
I suppose you've got your skipper and your goal kicker. And he calls for it. That's the thing.
And your former skipper trying to stay in touch with your skipper.
I would have gone back. I mean,
you would have gone back.
I would have gone back and kicked the goal. Yeah, it's a long time ago, but I would have
tried to anyway.
Here's Walker, and it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It's all a moot point. 2 in a row for Adelaide. And I would have kicked it too.
You would have. Well, you wandered forward from full back, I'm sure. So you weren't going to pass it off. Just as you said, Roo, things starting to really slide against the Brisbane Lions. Contested possession is a big discrepancy, 14-5. Tom Lynch has had his best season so far.
He's been great, hasn't he?
Been very good. He actually looks like he's playing a high forward role.
He's the connector.
Well, yeah. He's got more consistency in his game, and he can impact the scoreboard as well.
So there's the finish from Walker. So he's got a couple. Third time Eddie's kicked 50 in a season. He's got 51, 50 and 50. So he's going to end up with a PB at some stage, maybe even tonight. But that's a great effort. And we know how good Wingard's been in the last dozen weeks.
He's been amazing, Wingard, but Eddie Betts has been equally as good this year.
Big Josh wasn't sure there. Wasn't sure where to put it, and he's kicked it to the advantage of Andrews. No communication again from the Brisbane defenders. Could be costly.
The wheels have fallen off here, Lynchy.
Yeah, just lost control in the middle of the ground, as you highlighted. Your midfielders have got hold of it now.
Walker swings around, reckons he can get home. From outside 50, that's 3 for Big Tex. He can get home. Bingo!
Yeah, a real sluggish start from Adelaide, but they've jumped out the guns in this second term, and everything is going their way. 24 contested possessions to 10, so they're just belting Brisbane in that facet of the game, which was the other way in the first quarter. Clearances 8-4, but it's the quick speed of ball movement to get the ball in long. As soon as they take possession, they look to play on instead of going back over the mark. This is a great kick from Walker.
Look at that finish from outside 50. Knew what he was doing. Always knew the goal was a chance. And they've kicked 5-1 to zip.
The way he's going, he'll have 50 by the end of tonight as well. I think that puts him to 47. So
it's a race. Now Crouch. And he puts it up high. Betts. Jenkins waits for it to hit the deck, so roll reversal from the Adelaide forwards. It's still in play. Big Josh got it. Still going. Slipped it through beautifully. Walker.
Well, he's kicked it, has he?
That is amazing. Amazing goal from the Adelaide Crows. Fourth goal for Walker. Wonderful goal assist, Josh Jenkins. And how did they do that? 8 in a row now.
This is the difference between the first quarter and the second quarter. First quarter, they wouldn't have kept the ball on the body, or would have kicked it out of bounds, or would have went through for a point. Look at Jenkins here. This is why he's a pretty good footballer for his size. Look at the strength of him. Keeps the ball in play. Clever handball here. Tex, well, on the left boot, that's a very clever goal, and he's having a big night. Big quarter by Adelaide. 8 goals, 1 to zip.
Unbelievable quarter. I mean, that's wonderful footy to watch. Martin, the target, gives off to Josh Green with it.
Oh, great pass.
He just threw it out there. Touched off the boot.
He threw it over the fence.
Hanley, another disposal for him. It's not bad. Pepperone couldn't get it. Yeah, speaking of Betts, he's in the back half and he's got a free kick.
Got big numbers back now, Adelaide. They're going to have to use the ball short and run it up.
Smith likes to use it, likes to hit his targets. Sloan. Atkins on the overlap with Crouch.
Here's the run because of the big numbers back. Now they're away.
Cameron, well, he's got a man to kick to all on his own. He's kicked 4 goals, Walker. He can give it over to Jenkins or kick his 5th. It's a handful for Tex, and he goes to 49.
Big Tex is slotted through his 49s, but who was the man by himself?
Josh Jenkins.
Josh Jenkins at almost the top of the gun square.
I don't actually think I've ever seen a forward being so clear so often and not be able to get the ball for different reasons, but
great work. The kicking skills here were really good.
you see,
There's Josh to the outside.
yeah, he's over there, and you could very easily give a handball to.
Well, it has to be used. It has to be used there. Big Tex on the 49 goals, and that Coleman medal race.
Well, apart from Kennedy, it's a race.
He's out of contention for the top spot, and he's just creeping up. He's a big man. Went back with a flight there. Took out Eddie Betts as well.
Hanley, as Ben mentioned, had a big third quarter as well. Andrews, that's not a good.
Oh no, Jenkins
Josh.
again.
Jenkins
By himself.
Lynch
Oh,
to Walker.
Lining up for number 50, Matty.
Yes, this will be 50 if he can get it.
Half a does for the night.
He's had a big night.
And Jerker Jenkins at the top of the square going, what the
hell done?
is happening tonight?
Something going on at the team meeting that he missed, I think.
He's got orange boots on as well, so it's not like his boots aren't standing out.
That might be the issue, though. They don't want to kick it to him. But Tex running into some form in the lead up to September.
Hasn't kicked 50 since 2012.
Well, here he goes. We've seen Eddie Betts kick his 50th. Now we've seen the skipper hit 50 as well.
I reckon he kicked 6 in round 1 this year, boys, in his best game of the year, and another half a does tonight. So,
well, he's had those couple of games. So I think on three occasions he's kicked 5 behinds. There a couple of weeks ago, Richmond, where he was in good touch. I think he might have had 9 scoring shots, kicked 2 goals, 5, and a couple out in the full. There's a good grab from Tex Walker. Just big man, change of direction. Wasn't a bad kick, but big Josh in the background thinking, what about me?
Spot on, Rui. He did kick 6 in round 1. He's kicked 6 4 times now, so he's equalled his PB, one more for his best of 7. Top of the square for Brisbane. Jacobs, it's a smothered kick. Talia had very little to do, but he won't mind. Henderson flirting with the boundary line. Flirted successfully. Lynch. They're off and running here again. Cameron looking dangerous in this last quarter. Goes long. Walker. He's got 6. Make it a personal best. It's the magnificent 7 for Tex.
Well, the big fella will be loving this. So's the stand-in coach as well. Quick ball movement. Charlie Cameron's just working himself into the game nicely as well with his run and carry. Kick the ball long. Engaged Harris Andrews. Just got him out of the contest, and that's fair.
Yep, too smart.
To his credit, still got a hand on it, but Walker with his bulk just allowed the ball to get over the back and kicked an easy goal.
Just behind the wing to half forward. Sinclair is target. 3 Crows converge and had it covered. Don't mind that, says the Crows fans. As Sloan got them going again. Laird there to receive the handball from Knight. Inside 50. Betts takes it, has a quick glance. Open invitation. The pass was on as well. They have got the Eagles second guessing right now.
We had 3 blokes all following the one ball, and none of them were smart enough to come across and cover Eddie. At this stage, young Tom Barrass just didn't have quite enough speed to get across and cover him. And a couple of their inclusions, Jerry McGovern and Barrass, just not coping with the added pressure after having been out of this level for the last couple of weeks.
Career best 7 goals last week. And Taylor Walker makes it 6.
I'm speechless, Jared.
This is a message for the rest of the competition, Rube. This is a genuine message. You said before the game that it's difficult to assess just how good Adelaide are. There's plenty of people think they're the best side outside the top 4. And right now, this is, Hutto, I think the most significant 30 minutes of footy we've seen played against the Eagles for a long time.
Well, it's reminiscent of the final that Richmond copped from Port Adelaide last year, isn't it? Just blown away totally.
Try and get a bit of space in the clearance.
Dangerfield is back in the goal square with Eddie Betts. Well away to the right here. It happens to go Adelaide's way. It hasn't yet. It does now. Oh, Walker.
Clever.
Right spot in the right place.
Did it with his left hand too, which makes it even harder again, but that is a very, very clever grab. And you can do that when you're standing against smaller blokes, Jared. It's too big and too strong there.
That's going to be the challenge into the gym over the summer period.
Taylor Walker with just the 1 goal. Oh.
Did it easy.
Umpire did not have to move a muscle. And this incredible trend continues. The goals are flowing. The Riverbank stand in here at the Adelaide Oval. And the Crows lead by 50 points.
Yeah, they've both got 53 goals now, Walker and Betts, so they are going head-to-head.
Tell you what, the Crows, they get a final here in the first week, going to be tough. They win the first week in Melbourne and come here and play the following week, going to be exceedingly tough if that's a possible combination. There's the Coleman medal though, Kennedy's still on top.
From here, there's plenty for them. They can, that was the one they needed to take. So Thompson comes up and lays a big tackle. And Bennell, well, he's done well to release it at all. Cameron jabs at the centre half forward, hard one to mark. Almost did Riley Knight. Kept it moving anyway. Laird. And then the poking kick in from Atkins is all right. And Tex looks like he's still got the appetite for more shots at goal.
Sort of everyone going a bit half pace at the moment here. Nothing on the line now for West Coast except pride, and Adelaide seem content with the size victory that they've got. But there is 10 minutes of game time left, and plenty of goals to be had if you want to get them.
15 gone. It's been a bit of a struggle in this last quarter. That's a better shot. Works back through the middle. Taylor Walker kicks his third.
Well, they couldn't have been led any better than they have been by Joel Selwood. Dangerfield still trying to burst through and get one away, but he's such a beacon, isn't he? As soon as he gets near it, here comes Lynch. Every time Dangerfield gets near it, he's getting 3 blokes jump on him.
And the kick goes to full forward for Walker. That was better system by the Adelaide Crows.
Yeah, they do that well. The kick actually happens before the player leads. They identify the space. If he's standing on one side or in front of his opponent, they just kick it there quickly. 2 steps and you take the mark. It's really clever play.
Well, he needs one here, the skipper.
So he misses from one side. This obviously a lot closer. 54 goals for the season. That'll do it. And they do stay in touch. 20 points is your margin now.
Better work at the clearance there by the Crows. It was Dangerfield pushing the ball forward initially. And then finally Lynch gets it and isolates. There's Dangerfield. Cowan turns it over. Bad handball. Nice quick hands there. And Van Berlo spots up Lynch, who affects that kick you talked about, Jason. Really just kicked it to space and forced the Tex Walker into that zone.
What about that? A 60-goal season for a small forward. It's Peter Dacos, yes, one of your old teammates, BT. As Lynch gets wrapped up in a good tackle, here come the Crows again. Sloane's a big factor. Picken got a piece of him. Tex Walker out the back in the box seat. And the skipper, he's a smart player. He'll sum this up well, the big Texan. He's done that. He's moved on to the left. They get 2 in a row, the Adelaide Crows. They get it back to 7 points.
Nice work from the skipper, Tex Walker. He does it easy. He's got beautiful kicking skills for a man of his size. 194 centimetres, a nice technique, left or right, wheels around, and the scoreboard looks good for the Adelaide Crows, because if you look at the stat sheet, there's just red lights everywhere for them. The Bulldogs have been dominant, but they've been able to score every time they go forward.
Beautifully thought out, as you said, a very intelligent footballer, and he wasn't going to rush and he wasn't going to be panicked into something that he hadn't done before.
3 entries, 3 goals, the Adelaide Crows. So
great tackling, Adelaide. Van Berlo again. And he does just that. Dangerfield over the top, rises. Lynch back inside Laird, now into the hands of Dangerfield, looking to open them up through the middle. Here's the sub that's been activated, McKay. It was an early one. Now the Chisler to Walker. Is he too far out to score? Man on the mark stands at 53.
you're right on it. Too far.
Laird just says to him behind, I reckon you can do it. He just walked past him. He said, I reckon you can do this, Texan.
He likes his chances, I think.
The big Tex.
Oh, I think it might be just too far.
I think he's got it in him, Richo.
It's got to go 60, Brian.
He needs a big momentum run-up. Can't be the normal standard run-up. He needs to get some momentum. 55 metres out. A hoisting big ball. Tex Walker has kicked a big one.
Shouldn't have doubted him. Well, that's a captain's goal, an old-school captain's goal. The Dogs have been peppering down the other end, missing easy shots. 1 goal 5 this quarter for the Western Bulldogs. And the big skipper goes back, takes the moment, goes bang. Shouldn't have doubted the big Texan. That is a magnificent kick. Never looked like missing. Went in amongst the Crows cheer squad down there, and he knows that's a big goal.
Impact, the little man with the helmet. This is a bold play from Brodie Smith. They're going to take it out the other side, Talia, and that's going to come off. Cranberry backs back in. Really well done. Henderson. So now the Crows, they're really aggressively moving the footy back to Henderson. He's got time to come in the corridor. It's a good ball. Thompson's got it.
Gee, they've done this well. They're really measured. This is the way they're going forward. Crouch with the pass. They've hit every target so far on their way down. Cameron to hit the final one. And it was an easy one to Walker. And Walker now from 50 metres out, which is a very, very comfortable range for him. Oh, the range is no issue. Well done, Cameron. Look at him there. Bit of poise. Didn't rush it. Step back inboard. What have I got on? Oh, there's the skipper. Adelaide are 8 straight from set shots tonight. Walker from 50 to let it rip, and that is 9 straight. They are back within a point.
Lewis just missed a target. That hasn't happened too often. Smith's been up and about, looks back to his absolute best, swings it wider. Frawley takes Cameron on. Burgoyne corralled a bit. Betts so quiet, gets the ball to Talia. Talia puts Douglas in a terrible position, and Burgoyne brings him down. It'll be a ball up.
That sums up the night perfectly right there. If he'd been able to get that kick away, Adelaide had 5 players forward of the ball. Burgoyne nails the tackle, gets a stoppage. They can set up again, and away they go.
And here is Burgoyne trying to set up, but Sloane cuts it off. Knight, Sloane can't get hold of it. Douglas, Crouch, now they try to spread.
Jenkins towards half forward. Walker, very quiet by his lofty standards. Nice balk though, vacant goal square. That is a long kick. That is a magnificent kick. About 70 metres, one bounce through for a goal. They moved it quickly and reaped the reward.
'Cause that's where the Rangers gonna be.